Look, some of you may be catching this in your own time zone where it is now 4 in the afternoon UK time, 5 in the afternoon in France. It is now 3 p.m. if you are on the East Coast. And so I do have a couple special guests today. We're going to be talking about some trends today. And of course, the trends can make you rich, which is the title of the thing. We're going to be talking about some things in some different contexts today than we've talked about previously. So should be an incredible training call that you guys get a lot out of it. With that, I want to load up a PowerPoint, just kind of some rambling notes here that you guys can follow along with. So you guys should be able to see that right there. Just double check, make sure that. All right, I got to double check, make sure the slide is actually up. Sometimes I see it on my end, but you guys can't see it on your end, so just double confirming real quick. But I do, again, want to welcome you guys to our training call. By the way, for those of you that I have not previously met, my name is Todd. I'm broadcasting from Southern California for my wife, Gina, and I. This has just been one of those unbelievable, breathtaking, pinch yourself kind of experiences. We got involved here with the company, and we told a few who told a few, and next thing you know, our team spread to 63 different countries. And I say that not to impress you, but to impress upon you that we barely speak one language. And so I promise you, it wasn't us. The majority of our team doesn't even speak English. So it's not like, oh, wow, we're so impressed with Todd and Gina. Hey, let's get involved. Now, that's not what's happening here in any way, shape, or form. Rather, it's simply more than a function of the fact that people are realizing some kind of a positive financial result with our company. They're realizing incredible experiences with our company, and therefore they're getting involved, and just continues to spread and grow. But there's, I think, a bigger picture here that maybe everyone's quite fully grasping. By the way, I don't think my slideshow's showing. I'm going to go check this real quick in. So we hit this button. It's really kind of finicky. You can click on share. I'm not quite sure why it does this, so we'll try this again. So we click on share screen one more time. We did this once before. Maybe this time it'll take. Yes, thank you, Mahmoud. No slides. All right, now from current slide. Now we should have it, hopefully. We'll see here. Give it the 30-second delay. All right, boom, we have it. Thank you, Ms. Mahmouda. So, okay, so welcome to the revolution, the trends that can make you rich. And when I say welcome to the revolution, I'm going to walk you guys through some of the trends that are happening out there in the marketplace, right? So this is I got a couple of these out of order. We're going to come back to this in 2 seconds. I want to talk about, before we go to the part-time millionaire, we're going to talk about, number one, a Black Swan event. So when you look at our company, we're going to go to the trends in a couple seconds. When you look at our company and the fact that we actually are bigger this very moment than we were 12 months ago, right? So one, we're going into our 9th year. Okay, that's huge. 2, we just went through a Black Swan event. Now, what's a Black Swan event? It's when a tsunami hits you that no one could have anticipated. It's something that's so out of the ordinary. It's like a 9/11 type event that hit New York City, right? It's like the tsunami, from the earthquake that hit Japan. I mean, it's just like no one could have anticipated what was about to happen or the repercussions. And obviously for our company, we're in the travel business. Now we're in the trading business today too. But, when the pandemic hit, we were in the travel business only. We had a global pandemic. Our company and the travel business went through a global pandemic where everyone got told, you cannot travel. You cannot go here. You cannot go there. You cannot get on a plane. You cannot get on a train. You cannot get on a boat with a goat. Okay. No travel. Stay home. And our company actually got bigger in those circumstances. I mean, if you knew nothing else about the company, that alone should be like, all right, I want to meet your CEO. I want to know what's going on with your company, because your company not only survived the Black Swan event, it actually got bigger during the Black Swan event. And like I know, Gina and I get vaccinated on Monday. And so on Monday, we go get our vaccination. I mean, we're joining the other 70 million people here in the States. I don't know all of the numbers for the various countries that are represented here. We know that by May, anyone that wants a vaccine can have it. If you're 18 years or older by May, that's like in a month. Okay. And so, I mean, we are leaving the pandemic that is happening before our eyes. My wife flew back from Reno last night. Her mom had a little back surgery, so she went up to help her mother with the, for the last, week. and she's flying back, and she says every seat on the plane was taken. She gets off, the airport is packed. She goes, you would have thought it was like, I mean, like, Thanksgiving Eve right here in the United States. Everyone knows Wednesday at the airport. I mean, she goes, it was just crazy, nuts. And so, I mean, some people act like it's already over. And so that's the travel boom that's about to happen. We'll be talking about that in a moment. But obviously, again, I just want to talk about the fact that our company not only survived the Black Swan event, some companies didn't. Many companies didn't. World Ventures, the biggest travel company in our space, filed for bankruptcy. In fact, if some of you remember that movie, Forrest Gump, I remember he was going to go into the shrimp boat business, right? And he goes down there, and of course, he gets his boat, and he has no idea what he's doing. And he goes out, and he starts fishing, and he's pulling up all this like garbage off from the bottom of the ocean. And I think he caught like 2 shrimp. He goes back into the dock. The guy goes, "Hey, get 3 more, and you got yourself a shrimp cocktail." And so they're making fun of him. Well, then what happened? Well, a hurricane came, and it wiped out all the other boats. Next thing you know, Forrest Gump, even though he didn't know what he was doing, was pulling up nets full of, those little shrimps, and made a fortune, right? Because he was the last one standing. Well, we're the last one standing of the companies that actually give you any kind of a vacation in exchange for the money. And we didn't just survive that. We actually thrived through that. And so again, if you do nothing else about our company, I mean, that alone should be enough to like, oh my gosh, I want to get involved with this company. I mean, gang, I cannot even begin to tell you the boom that is about to happen for our company, not just from the travel side, not just from the trading side, but from the momentum side, from the end of kind of the pent up energy that's building, from the committed people that we have here that have been out there building. But obviously, when you're running into hurricane type winds, you're not maybe, going as fast as you want to go, but you're building incredible muscles because you've had all of this resistance against you. Now, I mean, your legs, right? You've been running uphill, and your cardiovascular and your legs and your strength, right? And your tenacity and persistence and spirit. And man, I believe in this thing, right? All of that has been happening with everything against you. And then suddenly, now everything is going for you. I mean, it is all swinging back the opposite direction. People have been crawling up they got cabin fever, crawling up the walls. Yeah, I mean, again, as I said, January 1, people had 2 goals. I want to make more money, and I want to get the hell out of here, right? I want to go anywhere than the place I've been stuck in for the past, count the months, count the years, right? So for most of us now, it's been over 12 months going into our 13th month. And, for some people a little bit longer. By the time we actually get to travel, some will be the 15th, 16th month, and they're just itching to do it, right? So just kind of try to invoke a little bit of, that's just on the travel side, right? And so, all of that's now about to swing back the other way with this incredible leadership group that we have as a company. And I want to remind everyone, we had massive momentum. You could see it. I mean, we were like that F-16 taking off before the pandemic hit. And so obviously now that we got the pandemic switching back the other way, things are going our way. Well, now let's also talk about the trading platform. When we first launched the travel, I was actually sharing with a good buddy of mine last night. In fact, I think he's getting ready to come on board with us. Huge earner in our industry. Fantastic guy. But we went and had lunch with him yesterday. David Hart, me, met with him and his significant other. And so I was sharing with him, that when we first started the travel and we had the free travel incentive, anybody could do the free travel anytime they wanted. You could, grab that trip anytime you wished. And when we first started, it was like, you thought we were handing out root canals. I mean, we were begging people to go. It's like, hey, go book your free trip. It's free. Go get a product result, book your free trip, right? And like nobody did. It's like, what are we handing out root canals? We made that joke. It's a free vacation. And everyone's kind of looking around like, I don't see anyone else taking that trip. How come no one else is taking the trip? It's like everyone was waiting for someone else to actually take the trip, and nobody did. Well, then eventually somebody went, and then somebody else went, and then somebody else went, and then people were like, hey, these are great. And then eventually we launched, the platform where every point you spend or every dollar you spend gets you a point toward an actual vacation. Well, back when we first launched that, there was only 4 trips. So 1, you had to wait 12 months before you could ever take the trip. And then 2, there was only 4 trips you can go on. And we were excited. We thought that was great. But again, that was kind of slow, but then eventually more and more people took it. And today, people, every time you turn around, oh man, they're going here, going there. I mean, it's crazy how many trips get booked on a daily, weekly, monthly basis now, right? But it started slow. Well, guess what? We're seeing that exact same process happen all over again on the trading side now. So obviously we've established the travel, but we've had the pandemic going against us. Everyone knows that. We roll out the trading. Well, it seemed like a lot of people are looking around at each other saying, I don't see anybody else trading. It's kind of this thing we rolled out, but I mean, I don't see anyone else doing it. And it's like everyone else is waiting for someone else to do it. And then eventually somebody did it. Okay. And then eventually somebody else did it. Then somebody else did it. Then somebody else did it. Then you started getting all these little stories. Then we started the Forex only call. And like now the stories are popping every week. There's new ones. In fact, I'm going to read you one right now. This comes from Jeff Miner. I want to give a shout out to Jeff, brand new. He actually joined our business for the travel only. I don't know about that trading stuff. I just want to do travel. That was Jeff, right? But then he kept hearing like all these different people making money. And he's like, maybe I need to look into this thing. And so he went out and he says, and I just texted him this morning. In fact, I even invited him to the call, but I haven't heard back from him. He has not replied back yet. I wrote, are you going to be on the training call this morning? I haven't heard back from him. But so this is this week. He says, and this is the text he wrote me. So I'm just reading it. It's right on my screen. He says, well, this week has been a whirlwind. I'm still in the demo mode, but if it was live, I would have made over $400 this week. It's his first week. I had 4 wins. Okay. 2 were close to $200 each, and then 2 small wins. And I had 2 losses, but they were small because of the stop limits that the guys are teaching. So I just took the trade ideas. He put it in because I told Daryl's it's like the mid 1980s, numbers, doing a little booking. This is incredible, having a ball and opening my live account on Monday, right? So this is just one more guy, brand new guy. I mean, every time we turn around, there's a new story. People like this trading thing is unbelievable. And it's starting to spread, starting to grow. Well, that is happening at the exact same moment that the pandemic's coming done, right? So you got 2 things that are burgeoning below the surface right now. And it's going to all kind of add up to this explosion that's about to happen. Now, on the screen here, by the way, it says history of Trevorium. And I just want to give you guys maybe some company history that you may or may not know about our company. So we are going into our 9th year in business. And when the company was originally started, we've had travel since day one. That's always been part of what we do. But we had a mobile app as a company. And, we had an app. It was only here in the United States. We were not international. And you could download the mobile app from the App Store. And it would save you money at Walmart, Kmart, PetSmart. You could go to all kinds of different places. You could go to Jiffy Lube, half price, oil changes, half price, ice cream, buy 1 sandwich, get 1 free. We had places all over town. It was incredible. And the company was really, really growing and booming. I mean, people loved that concept. However, obviously, if you were familiar with, Groupon, Groupon, that kind of concept was wearing out with the merchants. So if you look at Groupon today, it happens to be 1/10 the size of what it was even back in 2014. I mean, just 6 years later, it just keeps getting smaller. Living Social's gone. Amazon shut down their daily deal site. Google shut down its daily deal site. And you think about Amazon and Google, these are 2 of the most successful companies in the world. And they both said, okay, we're tapping out. And so, we actually made it longer than they did, right? And so we were doing great, but we could see the writing on the wall. And we said, I don't know if the merchants are really kind of digging this anymore. Maybe we need to pivot. And so if we went back and we looked at our company Facebook page, and if you look at we go back and read the history of the page, all the way back to the very, very beginning, the one thing everybody raved about was these incredible travel deals that we had. In fact, I used to make jokes at the meeting. We got better travel deals than all these travel companies out there, these MLM travel companies. We have better travel deals than they do, and we're not a travel company. And so in 2017, we decided, you know what, we should go be a travel company. And initially, it was just net rates. That's all we had. And then, go to the platform, and we were cheaper than Expedia. And then, of course, you guys have heard some of that evolution that's happened since then about how the company added this and it added, obviously we added the free trip incentive. And then we added, as I mentioned a moment ago, for every dollar you spend, you get a point toward an actual trip. Then there were 4 different places you could go. And then, of course, eventually you could use the points once every 6 months. And then eventually we added 2,000 getaways. Then you can use the points anytime you want. And then last year was supposed to be our year where we were going to go out and do all the world tours, meaning 2020. So we got to do 2 world tours in 2019, with the real one kind of happening at the end of the year, because the first one was a cruise. And that was in March. In fact, it was 2 years ago. In fact, let me check the date. It was almost 2 years ago to the day that I flew to Miami for that cruise. And that was the very first world tour we ever had. That was a cruise. Now, the real world tour, because, we started kind of building up for it and telling everybody about it, was in Cancun of that fall. And so we went there in late October of 2019. And we had people come in from all over the world. And so this is the very first world tour. Now, by the way, you could not apply your travel points toward the world tour. So, I'm trying to give you guys some context here, meaning today we have all these world tours, right? You got 14 different ones and you can apply your points. You go to any of them. The very first world tour, you couldn't apply points. It wasn't really part of the program yet. It was just something we were kind of playing with. And we all went to Cancun. We went to the Grand Palladium. We stayed, it was an amazing place, right? All these different restaurants. They had these canal systems. You could get in the boat and take you to anywhere on the property, or you can jump on the golf carts. It was right on the ocean. Unbelievable spa. The landscaping was incredible. And again, 5-star, 5-diamond resort. And so we went there. We were there for, this unbelievable low price with the company. But more important, while we were there, people from all over the world. And it was like the most euphoric event I've ever been a part of. Everyone that was there was like, this is unbelievable, because it wasn't just being at this place for super cheap. It wasn't just that it was a 5-star, 5-diamond resort. It wasn't just that it was on the ocean and all the restaurants. It was the fact that you were there, not only with your family, and you could go off with your family and do something individually, but you were there with all of your brothers and sisters. You were there with the Trevorium family. And of course, again, people who are attracted to our company, bird of a feather, flock together. If you're here, it's probably because you are similar to a lot of other people here. You're someone that, man, I love to travel. I love to have fun. I want to learn how to trade. I want to make money. I want to build residual income. I want to build a future for my family. I want to live life on my terms. There's a lot of different ways of expressing the inner spirit, but we all have a very similar inner spirit. That's why we were all attracted to the company. And when you get around a lot of other people that are just like you, it is the most incredible thing, because it's like, man, every time you'll meet people, you'll meet someone from the UK and you're like, oh my gosh, that person, man, Lawrence, he's amazing. He could be like my new BFF. And then you meet Bianca and you're like, oh my gosh, she's unbelievable. She could be my second BFF. And then you meet Mahmuda, or you meet Vermeer, and then you meet, Harold, or you meet Karen and Sally and Bill and Tim and John. And it's like, man, every time I turn around, I'm like meeting these people from all over the world. Some speak different languages. We're getting hooked up on Facebook and WhatsApp. And now I know people in Madagascar. I know people in the French Polynesian Islands. I know people in France and Belgium and Germany and the UK. I know people in Chile and Colombia. I know people from the United States and Canada. I know people from the Solomon Islands. I know people from the Philippines. I know people from, Zimbabwe or Gambia or Swaziland. I know people now in Nigeria and Ghana. I know people and you're like, man, it's like you're meeting all these people from all over the world and you have this shared experience. And it is euphoric. It's an experience you cannot buy online. And if you've not been to a world tour, I'm searching for the language, right? You're going to be like, that was so freaking unbelievable. When are we going next? When we leave, you'll be hugging all kinds of people you didn't even know before you showed up. They're your new BFFs. You're all friends on Facebook, WhatsApp, right? And you're like, hey, I'll see you in Dubai. Hey, I'll see you in Venice. I'm going to see you in Sicily, right? And then, you might have 2 world tours this year. Then next year, you're going on a different one, right? And you keep meeting new people at some of the new ones, but then you're seeing some friends from, oh yeah, we were in this place together. How you been? And again, it's like this shared experience. And you're there with your family, right? And so the world tours, that was in 2020. This was the year we were going to really do them big. And of course, this is what's going to build the culture when you bring people together. You know what I mean? And people like, wow, I'm meeting the people and I'm here. This is what really, kind of gets people involved in a company where you're not just in the company's in you. You're actually a product of the product. You're having this most unbelievable experience. Everyone we were there in Cancun, they pulled out their phone and they were shooting the Facebook lives. Everywhere you went, people had their phones out and people were calling from back home, from everywhere, sending messages like, oh my gosh, where are you? That looks unbelievable. And of course, sometimes when you're shooting it, all these other people would end up in the the Facebook Live. Hey, say hi to John and Mary. And like, oh, hey, you got to be here. It's incredible. And so they're like walking around, like doing a tour of the place, but then they keep bumping into all these new BFFs they've made, some in other languages. And people are like, holy, where are you? I mean, and how do I get there? I mean, so people wanted to be a part of it. And they had no idea there was a company, no idea there was a membership, no idea there was an opportunity. They just knew that I can tell. You don't have to tell me you're having the time of your life. I can tell you're having the time of your life. I am so freaking jealous. I want to be there. I don't even know where you are. And hey, we got to get in touch. I mean, tell me when you getting back? I mean, I want to be on the next one. And they don't even know what it costs to join the membership, right? I mean, this is something so powerful. And yet in 2020, we didn't really get to do it. Now, don't get me wrong. Black Swan event didn't take out Dave Hart. Company's even bigger today than it was 12 months ago, right? But we're coming out of that Black Swan event. There is a travel boom that is about to happen. We've got the trading thing that's spreading and about to happen. We're going to get into that in a few moments about some of the trends that are going on there. This is just kind of, these aren't the trends. I'm just kind of giving you guys some of the momentum here, right? And you bring all this together with the world tours where all of you guys are going to be vaccinated. You're going to be there together. You're going to be shooting the Facebook lives, but now you're going to be showing your accounts on the screen. Oh, by the way, just made $400 trading. Well, I'm here having this unbelievable event, and people are going to be like, I want in. I want in. Who doesn't want to be traveling the world for pennies, having the freaking time of your life, meeting all these incredible people you didn't even know from other countries, okay? And you're traveling the world together. And while you're there, you're cashing in on your phone, not to mention then now everyone back home is like, when you getting back? We got to get together. Tell me more about what you're doing. And then now you're building the business, which means you're bringing in more money, which you then take and you put it into your trading account, which then makes you even more freaking money. And then you take that and you start buying some cryptocurrency, which then makes you even more money, okay? And this is kind of the pattern that many of you are going to start to follow, okay? Now, by the way, I want to cover for a moment because I had a gentleman yesterday say, what is cryptocurrency? And I'm not trying to here to give you a complete lesson on cryptocurrency. I just want to kind of cover the trend a little bit. By the way, just this past week, some of the biggest investment firms in the United States, we're talking like Merrill Lynch, we're talking like, the biggest, the Blackwell Group, they're the biggest one in the country. We've had Visa, MasterCard, PayPal. You've seen Tesla and Elon Musk, the second richest guy in the world. By the way, if you watch Shark Tank, Mark Cuban owns the Dallas Mavericks. He's all in on cryptocurrency. And the point is that this is not just a trend, guys. This is an absolute revolution that's waiting to happen, okay? And so understand that trends can make you rich. And so, this is a revolution. And there's only so many revolutions in your lifetime, okay? Many of you missed the computer revolution, okay? That was back in the 80s. Bill Gates and Apple, they were making these computers, and this is even before the internet, before email. I know we got some young people on the Zoom, and they're like, before the internet? There was something before the internet? Huh? And so, before there was even an internet, before there was ever an email address, there was the computer revolution. But then there was the internet revolution. But then there was the Amazon.com shopping online revolution. And then in 2007, the iPhone came out. Every one of you could have bought stock in Apple, right? And you might have missed the iPhone revolution. You are currently living in the trading cryptocurrency revolution. The very thing that we are teaching. It's not just, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. It is a revolution. That's why you keep hearing about cryptocurrency everywhere you go. It keeps getting brought up. Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these other kind of things. You're seeing all the billionaires moving to the marketplace. You're seeing the biggest investment firms in the country move in to the space. Like this week, they're finally saying this is not some little thing. This is the future. This is happening now. And as I was talking to a buddy yesterday, I was trying to almost kind of impart that in him. They're like, I don't think you get it. I know that you know it's there, but I don't think you realize this is one of those moments. It's the iPhone. This is the desktop computer. This is the internet. I mean, this isn't just, oh yeah, boy, yeah, Bitcoin. No, this is the thing, okay? And it's happening in a big way. Now, you need to understand what it is and what it isn't, because there's so much misinformation out there. Now, there's been tons of companies out there that, number one, they're like, oh yeah, join our company and you can spend money every month and buy Bitcoin and we'll pay you 5% on your money compounded daily. Number one, that is so highly illegal. It is illegal in every way, shape, or form. Okay. You cannot go out and try to sell an investment. You cannot say, come in here and give me your money as an MLM company and I'll pay you a rate of return. That's illegal. It's like you're trying to sell an investment. Now you can say, come in here and pay me money and I'll educate you about the space. I'll teach you how to trade. We'll even send out trade signals so that you can go do that yourself. That's education. That's completely legal. Trying to say, give me your money and I'll pay you a 5% rate of return is so massively illegal. By the way, there's been like 30 companies that have done it. It goes back to 2017. They did it back then when cryptocurrency boomed. Every one of them's a scam. Every one of them went out of business. USI Tech was one of them. Most recently, there's a company called Brax or something like that did it. Same thing. I mean, they repeat the same scam over and over and over again, right? So knowing what it is, what it isn't. Now, cryptocurrency is a form of currency. It's money. So, there's no opportunity in trying to sell cryptocurrency. I mean, I couldn't come in here and say, hey, I got this, $1 bill and we're selling this as a company. I know I got my background screen on so you can barely see the money. There it is. Yeah, right there. I got this $1 bill and I'm selling these. You can buy it for $1.25. No, actually, we got them on sale. You can buy it for, you can't sell money. You can't sell currency. I mean, you can trade currency, but you can't sell currency. And MLM companies can only pay commissions on products they're selling. You can sell education. You can sell travel. You can sell, vitamins, but you can't sell currency. And so 99% of everything involved with the cryptocurrency type stuff is illegal. There's even companies out there like, oh yeah, we've got this automated bot technology, AI, artificial intelligence that trades for you. Illegal, highly illegal. You cannot do it. And so if you could, I mean, we would do it in a heartbeat, but you cannot do it. It's not legal. And so even just understanding what's legal and what's not legal, Dave Hart, I actually got to be on some of those calls with the attorneys, the SEC attorneys, the compliance people. They were given all the history, the companies that got hammered, like smacked for doing some of these kind of things we're talking about. And I mean, they called it's the shot across the bow. And so when you see companies out there doing that kind of stuff, it's like, you just got to want to warn some of the people out there that, hey, look, I mean, I'm an advocate of the industry. There's tons of great companies. It's an amazing industry. It's $1 trillion trend, a lot of places you can go, but I'm a little more critical of the ones that are doing things that are, blatantly illegal because you're leading people to the slaughter. I mean, it's not if, not maybe. You're taking them to the slaughter unequivocally. And there, you just want to be able to kind of warn people about, what it is. Now, going back to cryptocurrency. So what it is not, you can't just start selling cryptocurrency. But so when people hear about Bitcoin, hey, why is that big? Why is that important? What's going on there? Well, for some people, obviously it's a decentralized currency, meaning the government's not involved. For some people, when you look at Bitcoin, there's only so many. So, it'd be like saying, hey, I got $5 and there's never going to be any more. There's only going to be 5. Now, what every other government does, including the United States government, is they start printing more money. They're doing it right now. They're sending out stimulus checks. So Congress said, give everyone $1,400 and do this and this and this. And that's going to cost $2 trillion. Well, just call them and tell them to print $2 trillion. So, they're printing money out of thin air. Well, what does that do to the money that's already in circulation? It devalues it, right? And so anyone that already had money, like, oh, wow, I thought I had $100 in the bank. But the $100 yesterday could buy 100 cheeseburgers. Today, that same $100 can only buy 80 cheeseburgers. That's already happened in the past 12 months. It's like someone just took $20 from me. I just lost $20. Someone went into my bank account and took 20. Now, that didn't happen. When I check my account, it still says 100. But with that 100 can no longer buy 100 cheeseburgers. It can now only buy 80 cheeseburgers. And so they call that inflation, right? And so a lot of companies are like, whoa. So with Bitcoin, there's only X amount. You cannot make any more. Therefore, they can't manipulate it. They can't just, we doubled the supply overnight, so now all your Bitcoin's worth half as much. No, you can't do that. There's only so many. And so it becomes this stored value, right? That people started like it's another form of currency that people started believing in because it wasn't being manipulated by some government. And so it's decentralized, it wasn't going through all the banking processes. And so part of it's that, all these companies are like, hey, I'd rather put my money in Bitcoin than have it in dollars because my dollar, right? So like Elon Musk, he didn't have $100, he had 1.5 billion. And so he could buy 1.5 billion cheeseburgers. And then his accountant said, by the way, Elon, in the past 12 months, you can no longer buy 1.5 billion cheeseburgers. You can only buy 1.2 billion cheeseburgers. And Elon, man, someone took 300 million cheeseburgers. And like, no, it's just your money's going down. How do I keep my money from going down? Put it in Bitcoin. And so here we go, right? And so they put it in Bitcoin where it's going to hold its value. Okay. So that's part of Bitcoin and what it is. Another part of it's a technology play. And so I was talking to a buddy yesterday. Let's say that, you were to go overseas. So we're in the United States and I got my best buddy Ryan on here. Let's say Ryan goes over to the UK and he's hanging out with Sam and Mahmuda and Paula and Lawrence, and they go out and they're partying and they're swinging the town and they start, drinking and doing some stupid stuff. Next thing you know, Ryan's in jail. Okay. And Ryan says, Todd, they want a $10,000 bond or they're not going to let me out of jail. Please send money. So I had to, before Bitcoin, I had to go down to the bank. I need to wire $10,000 to my buddy Ryan in the UK. Well, you got to fill out all of this paperwork. Okay. There's a huge fee. We'll take the money from your account. It has to go through some other banks first. And your buddy Ryan can have that money in about 4 days. Hold on, wait a minute. You're telling me I have 10,000 in your bank. And the fastest I can get the 10,000 that's in my account out of my account into a bank where my buddy Ryan in the UK can use it is 4 days. You do realize that on a Zoom that I can get on there and people can see me and I can see them instantaneously. You do realize I can get on my phone and turn on a Facebook Live anywhere in the world and they can see me instantaneously. And you're telling me that your banking system is so antiquated that although I got the 10K in my account, it ain't going to get there for 4 days. You realize I could ship anything via FedEx. I could literally pull the money out, put it in a box, 10K cash, and ship it overnight and have it there faster than you can wire the money. It takes 4 days. And I obviously I'm trying to help you understand the frustration. Like, does that make any sense to you in today's world of technology? And you begin to realize, the banking system has never had any kind of a technological revolution yet. Everything else has experienced it, right? Obviously, the mobile phone experienced it, snail mail. Now we have email and it was text, right? Everything's gone through all of this innovation and technology evolution except the banking industry. And so part of it's a technology play. Okay. And so I'm just kind of giving you guys some kind of rough, constructs here of, some of what, is happening, but understand that it is in fact a revolution. Now, another question that people sometimes ask is, do it take so much money to get started? And so when we do the calls on Wednesday, I always try to bring on Christoph, because here he is a starving college student. He goes to, he's in Buffalo going to university there. Of course, obviously, you all know the story. He went down on vacation and he made over, made $2,200 while on vacation. But then he came back and he opened up a new account and he put $50 in that account, $50. So again, started with 50. He's a starving college kid. So sometimes when people hear the story about, Gene and I, well, yeah, Todd, you guys are crushing it and teams in 63 nations. Of course you're making money because you got a lot of money, right? Okay. Well, what about Christoph? He don't have a lot of money. He's a starving college kid. So he took $50, put it into an account, turned it over 500 in 2 weeks. By the way, that account since then has even gone up even further. And I love telling that story because that's the next thing. You don't need much money. By the way, Jeff, who I just mentioned a moment ago, he put his account in demo mode. That requires no money. And he's got a story. And my first week, I made $400. If I'd put real money in there, I would have 400 in my pocket right this second. And so, see, again, whose side are you on? I mean, get the trading, get the demo account, right? Start off in demo, always start off in demo, and start building some confidence. But understand that this is a revolution. It's not just, oh yeah, we got this trading platform. No, it is a revolution that is happening right before your eyes. And there's a number of ways you guys can go out there and create just some incredible lifestyle, right? In fact, when you talk about what is your vision, travel the world for pennies, travel the world for free, trade and invest, build a team with residual income, live life on your terms. Proverbs says where there's no vision, the people will perish. And so you always want to be casting your vision of being a travel trader, casting your vision of being a digital nomad. Okay. And, always. And so be a product of the product. If you're not on both sides of the equation, get there. Well, Todd, I can only afford one service. Well, then let's work on getting your three so that service is free so that you can get the second service. But whatever, and if you're someone, Todd, I could buy two services, but, I would raise my auto ship. Again, we did last week. I did the whole session on being an entrepreneur. I mean, if you want a Subway franchise, they cost $250,000. I mean, and that doesn't get you the lunch meat, the bread. That doesn't get you the knife to cut the lettuce and tomatoes. It doesn't get you the lettuce and the tomatoes. It doesn't get you the napkins, the straws, and it doesn't get you the little hat you got to wear when they walk in, say, welcome to Subway. $250,000 only gets you the right to use the name. By the way, you don't even get the name on the front door. You don't get the place to put your Subway, so you got to go rent a building. It costs you $250,000. And if you go out there, going to work 5 years, hopefully break even. 900 went out of business last year. And if you're one of the lucky ones on the high side of income, you're making $41,000. That's the same amount of money as a 3-star director. How do you become a 3-star director? If you do the platinum travel trader, you bring on 4, help your 4 get 4, help their 4 get 4, and you're like there. I mean, you're making as much as the Subway guy, and you didn't have to put up $250,000. You don't have to be down there from sun up to sundown, slicing the tomatoes, shredding the lettuce, and serving up the sandwiches, sweeping the floors. Hey, Todd, hey, Marty, we're going to Punta Cana. Come with us. I can't. My Subway is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. 11 hours a day. Some of the teenagers don't show up. I can't leave town. I can't go anywhere. I got $250,000 on the line. In fact, I'm broke. Vacation, they got no life. They got no money. Subway got their money. They got no life, no lifestyle, and their upside's making $41,000. Now, yeah, Todd, that's Subway. What about McDonald's? Same thing. Average food franchise, 51% make less than $50,000 a year. Okay. Most of them only make, they 51% make less than $50,000 a year. And only 6% of them make over $200,000 a year. We got tons of people in our company doing that now, doing what they want, when they want, with whom they want, because they want. Their work is not being stuck down there making sandwiches all day. Their work is going to Punta Cana, going to Cancun, going to Dubai, going to Venice, Sicily, Rome, Aruba, Jamaica. Okay, right? I mean, they're sitting there on the beach with everyone else, doing the Facebook Live, ordering a pina colada, got the sunglasses on, saying, hey, check out my trading account, right? Having the freaking time of their lives, making more money than the guy at Subway, thinking, man, what did I just do to myself? Now, okay, Todd, so maybe I don't want a food franchise. Maybe I want to get a lawn care business. Obviously, I covered that last week. I mean, just to get a lawn care business, right? In 1983, when I started my lawn care business, it cost $4,000 to get started. $4,000 in 1983 when I was 13. I'm 50. What do you think it would cost today? And guess what you can make with a little riding lawnmower and a lawn care business? Not much, right? And it costs $4,000 to make not much. Here, you can get started for $399, $225 a month, right? That's a platinum travel trader. Go get 3, you're better than free. Well, Todd, what if everyone doesn't do the platinum travel trader? Go get 3, you got one of the services free, right? Again, whose side are you on? And so, but Todd, I don't have the money. Fine. Then let's go get your 3, make the one you got free, and then let's get the second one. But again, I'm asking you to stretch. I'm asking you to be on both sides of the equation as fast as possible. If you can't afford it, let's find out a way for you can afford it. Let's go get your 3. If you can't afford it, but it's a stretch, well, then stretch. Again, whose side are you on? And get a product result trading. Get a product result. Book a world tour. If you've not booked a world tour, again, I'm going to ask, whose side are you on? And so again, I mean, book one. The moment you book a world tour, you have a story. I think I told you guys, we're taking, my wife and I are taking our oldest daughter, her husband, and our 2 grandkids to Punta Cana with us. We got 2 rooms, ocean front, all the food, all the booze, everything included. They freaking lost their minds when we told them we were taking them. Like, really? My son-in-law went and Googled the place. He's like, and they're like all over there dreaming about this trip. They get to go to the Caribbean right on the ocean. How amazing that is, right? They're all excited. Well, we're going to leave there, right? Punta Cana. And we're going to fly from Punta Cana to Rome, where we're going to take our other daughter and her fiance They're both dentists, and we're taking them to Rome, and we're booking an extra few days. We're going to go see the Colosseum, the Vatican, all the history. And when we're done there, we're going to fly either to, this is undecided because we haven't heard about the youngest daughter's dates yet. We're either going to go to Dubai or to Venice, one of the two. So we're either going to Dubai or Venice. That one's still, we're like, teeter-totter. We're waiting to hear which direction we get to go here. By the way, at the moment, Dubai is sold out. That's also part of the problem. So, but there could be a couple more rooms coming. So a little inside information for you. So that's why the whole little, which way are we going? We going? Haven't decided. Anyway, the moment you book it, you have a story. Boy, how cool is that? We got 3 adult children. And we're taking one of them on each vacation with us. And so, I mean, that's how awesome is that? I mean, that's a vision. People are like, wow, I want to do that. By the way, in 2 weeks from today, we're going to Cancun. We actually rented a house. We're taking the whole family. So we have them all together for that one. We're taking them to Cancun. We're going to be down there for a week, right on the ocean. I mean, absolutely incredible. And so again, imagine getting to travel with your family. Imagine getting while you're down there, when you're checking your trading account. Now, again, I want to talk about the revolution here because we're talking about investing. We're talking about making money. We're talking about, these kinds of things. And so I'm going to back up here real quick. My slides, by the way, are a little bit out of order here, so I apologize for that. But I want to talk about the part-time millionaire, the lifestyle millionaire, right? So the part-time millionaire, you're going to earn money. Maybe it's your regular job, okay? You're going to start trading, which is going to help you earn more. Once you now have a product result, you're then going to build a team, which is going to help you earn even more, which is going to allow you to trade even more, which is going to allow you to even earn even more, which is then going to allow you to invest in cryptocurrency. Those are two different things. One thing is I'm trading Bitcoin, right? You're taking the signals, you're buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. You're making money. That's how Kyle made $33,000 last week. He didn't buy Bitcoin and hold it. He bought it and sold it, but he made $33,000 in 1 week. The week before we were bragging about how he made 800 in a day. Now you just read about the guy a moment ago, Jeff, brand new. He came in for travel only. I don't want to do this trading stuff. So he started hearing about all the stories and maybe I should do this trading stuff. So he got a demo account. Maybe I'll try the signals. He was even calling me and Jamal. Hey, what do I do here? And literally this past week, how do I do this? How do I do that? What do I do? Right. Hold on. Got a buddy message. Oh, boom. I love it. My buddy Ryan, I am the part-time millionaire. Absolutely. And so, how do I do this? How do I do that? Literally this past week, he's the guy I just read. Holy crap. I just made $400 and he's just getting started, right? Just getting started. Well, then you take that and you'll start to buy some stuff, buy some cryptocurrency. Now, I shot a TikTok video. I think a lot of you guys know that. I shot this TikTok video. I've only done 12. First 11 didn't do much. My 12th one, by the way, is 104,000 now. I'm going to turn my back screen off real quick. Hold on. So we go here. We go choose virtual background. We go to none. All right. So here we go. So I shot this TikTok video. You can see that. I'm not screwing it up. Hold on. You got to be smarter than the technology here. Okay. Close TikTok, reopen it. Click on me. All right, there we go. So you see the 104,000 people watched that video. I posted that video February 20th. That's when that video got posted. Now, the crux of the video was the fact that my wife and I, right, hired some gurus and our account grew to $270,000. That was 30 days ago that I was posting that our account had grown from very little to $270,000, okay, which was exciting. But that was 30 days ago. So I did the math this morning. I rechecked the account, right? By the way, just in one of our accounts, I know some people, sometimes documentation means conversation. Just in one of our accounts, right? That's just one. That account alone exceeds the 270, right? And that's just one. And we got 4 different accounts, right? So I did the math this morning. It's now 562,000. So in 30 days, the account went from 270,000 to 562,000. And what did we do? Nothing. Other than get involved, be coachable, take action. It's a revolution that's happening. Okay. It's not, you have the little trading thing going. No, it's not a little trading thing going. Mark Cuban, Shark Tank, billionaire, owns the Dallas Mavericks. He's telling you it's a revolution. That's not me saying that. That's him saying that. Elon Musk is saying it's a revolution. The guy that owns SpaceX, Tesla, also started PayPal. That guy, done a few things in his life. It's a revolution. He made, Elon Musk, second richest guy on the planet, made more money in cryptocurrency last month than he made last year selling cars. Let me say that again. He made more money last month than he made last year selling cars. I mean, questions? Anyone? And so we talk about the part-time millionaire, right? That I had there on the screen a second ago. I think I got my screen all screwed up, right? Talk about becoming the part-time millionaire. This is what we are showing people how to do, how to start from where you are, how to start from $50, just like, Christoph did, $50 and turn it into 500. Here's how to start with nothing. Just put it in demo mode, right? By the way, here's how you do that. And then you start to build and add a little bit to it. Then you start to invest some of that. And then some of that starts to grow. And everybody starts small. There's nothing wrong with starting small. But then it doesn't stay small. It starts to grow. It starts to build. In fact, you see there at the bottom of the screen, this is a training I went through last week. You can take $5 per day and invest that and become a millionaire. If you take $5 per day, okay, if you understand the rule of 72, you can take $5 per day, invest that, and over the course of 30 years, you can become a millionaire. Well, where would I get $5 a day? Well, a couple of places. One, how many of you go to Starbucks? How many of you go to Starbucks all the time? How many people go to Starbucks every day? You may not, but we all know people. If you you drive by any Starbucks, there's a massive line. There's people there every day. What's their Starbucks cost them? $5. Okay. I mean, that's why Howard Schultz is a billionaire, right? You all gave up your chance to be a millionaire because you gave your $5 a day. You didn't put it in your investment account. You gave it to me. So now Howard Schultz, who owns Starbucks, is a billionaire, right? But you could become a Starbucks millionaire. How'd you do that? I took the $5 I was giving to him and I suddenly gave it to myself. And I put that in my investment account. Now, by the way, that's the $5 if you're just putting it into a mild investment account. If you're putting it into cryptocurrency, which has been explosive, right? It's not 30 years, right? It's happening much, much faster. I'm not a financial advisor trying to give financial advice here, but because, we're not allowed to. But obviously I just showed you my account. Okay. You can get the idea of what's going on out there, right? I mean, you read about it everywhere. Just type in Bitcoin millionaire and start reading the stories. And you're like, something's happening, right? I think I want me a piece of that. So again, you can start with small micro amounts. And that's a part of what we're showing people now. There's not just the part-time millionaire. There's also how about becoming the lifestyle millionaire. Okay. This is when you wake up when you're done sleeping. You work when you want. You earn money 24/7 from around the globe. In fact, I was telling Ryan how cool it is. I mean, like it's fun, like with Mahmuda and Sam and some of the other people over in the UK. I mean, there are a lot of times they're waking up at 7, 8 in the morning. Well, 7, 8 a.m. their time or 9 a.m. their time is somewhere between 11 midnight and 1 a.m. my time. I'm a night owl. I go to bed sometime between midnight 1 a.m. And so I'm going to bed. They're waking up. There's all kinds of times. I mean, Sam will be like, you're still up. Yeah. How are you? Good morning. Right. Rise and shine. So I'm saying good morning to her. She's saying good night to me. And she says, hey, call me when you wake up. Well, they're just going to work as I'm going to bed. So while I'm sleeping, they're out building the business, right? I mean, you're literally making money while you're sleeping. You got this team around the world. But not only that, when you got your money in the market, they're trading these markets 24 hours a day. You wake up, you hit your account like, holy shnikes. While I was sleeping, big time things were happening, right? You don't have to be a millionaire it's a lifestyle millionaire. You can start that now. That can start now where you're making money 24/7. That can start now. You can begin to invest. You can travel the world with friends. Who travels the world with friends? Only millionaires do that. No, people in Chavorium do that. You're not a millionaire yet, many of you, but you can become a lifestyle millionaire. You can have the same life they have. How? Well, number one, if you can replace your income, which for some of you doesn't take much money, right? You could, hey, I do what I want, when I want, with whom I want, because I want. I wake up when I'm done sleeping, right? I've got some money in the market, making money 24/7. I got a business that's spreading around the world. And by the way, I'm going on these world tours with all my friends. They're like, you sound like a jet setter. You sound like you're living the same life. You're living the life of O'Reilly. I mean, you're traveling the world with friends. Who does that? Only millionaires do that. Well, you do it here at Chavorium. I'm going to see you in Cancun, see you in Dubai, see you in Venice, see you in Punta Cana, see you in Montego Bay. Oh, yeah. We'll see you in Hawks Cay. Oh, you're going to Hawaii? Yeah, we'll see you in Hawaii. And so, I mean, you're going to all these different places, right? All over the world. And you're meeting friends and building this business and doing Zooms and investing and doing this all stuff, right? You are a lifestyle millionaire. And then there's also becoming a cash flow millionaire. And this is another principle about our industry that a lot of people forget. Let's say that your goal is to retire on 10K per month. Well, how much money do you need to invest at a regular 5% rate of return to make 10K per month? And the answer is 2 million. But don't forget, in order to have 2 million after taxes that you can invest, you got to make 4 million before taxes, right? To have the 2 million after taxes, right? And so how y'all doing on your 4 million? That's the question. How y'all doing on your 4 million? And so obviously there's another way. When you look at our kind of a company, we can show people how to get there in a shorter period of time, how to become a cash flow millionaire, how to become a part-time millionaire, how to become a lifestyle millionaire. And it's simply tapping in to the major trends that are happening today, and understand that trends can make you rich. Now, I did invite on a couple of guests. I want to get my guest on here today. I invited the doctor. We got the doctor in the house. We got Dr. J here. Hold on real quick. We're going to grab the doctor. All right. Turn on his camera. All right. We should have you, Dr. J. You got to hit unmute. There we go. We're unmuted. Oh, there he is.
Can you hear the doc, baby?
My man.
What's up, Chief? Hold on a second here. I'm trying to get, here we go. How are you doing?
Oh, man, you know me. I'm living the dream.
I'm living it too. I'm living it right with you. Man, I'm excited. Almost ran up out of here and missed it, came back.
You got a whole lot of reason to be excited, right? Number one, you've been here a long time. You are the proof of when you stick and stay, you get that pay.
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously we don't need to go into names, but there's all kinds of people around you. In fact, almost every single person around you is flaked, right? And you're like the last guy standing. Now there's this massive team on one side, and you got some big time things going on. You got another massive team coming on the other side. Doctor's about to get paid. He about to get paid a whole lot better than most doctors too. And so anyway, I want to congratulate you, because I mean, we talk about it all the time. That, I mean, half of success is just keep consistently showing up, staying the course, and you're someone that's done that. I mean, you're living proof. You don't have to be flashy. You don't have to go out and nail the 3-point shots. You just got to stick around.
Right. Absolutely, Todd. I want to appreciate you. Thank you for bringing me on today. What's up, Trevorium family? My name is Doc. They call me Dr. J for short, Dr. Jonathan Fortier. Man, let me tell you, I'm lit. I'm excited. I don't want to just blow my head real quick, but I'm known for having this crazy energy because let me tell you something. I've been in the industry going on 20 years, okay? Been in the industry going on 20 years. So I've seen a lot of things, right? Only once or twice on the planet will you ever see this. Only once or twice on the planet will you ever be a part of this, a part of something like this. So I've been with Trevorium for about 4 years now. And soon as I saw it, when we were back in Paid to Save stages and things of this nature, soon as I saw it, I already knew, dig in, plant your flag, and we're going to be here for a while. I want to appreciate our leader, David and Adela, because what they've created here is something that's absolutely amazing. As I was sitting and we were talking about, just listening to you and talking about what's actually happening right now, there's something happening that goes along with this word called revolution. When you have a revolution, it's because you also have trailblazers. And our company, a trailblazer is a person that, is blazing a trail. It's a person that's running ahead. It's a person that's doing it. Is a person that is leading by example, right? And all you have to do when a person or a company, right now, our company is blazing a trail. We have a revolution going on. This doesn't happen all the time, right? He just talked about the revolution of the cryptocurrency, and we got the digital and things of this nature. Forex, easier than ever before. I remember back in the day, it was years ago I started doing Forex, but it was in its infancy phases. stages of it actually becoming more popular. The software that I went to years ago that they were trying to push cost $5,000, right? And now people can plug in to software that's a million times, and to professionals that's a million times more exact and better than that for $99. This is almost insane, okay? People look in throughout their lives for opportunity. So I want to talk to all my Trevorian family out there. Listen to me very closely. Every now and then, it all aligns. Every now and then, God puts something together, and he puts all the pieces of the puzzle together, and somebody comes and invites you to it, right? Everything, lightning only strikes a couple times. And this is what happened over here with Trevorian. So over my 20 years, I've been able to see many things. And when I saw this, and especially when I saw the heart of David Hart, when I saw the heart of Todd Strand, when I saw the heart, and these are trailblazers that I'm talking about, when I saw the heart of Daryl and Maria, when I saw the heart, right, of these individuals, when I came on that was blazing the trail, I already knew we were going to be here for a while. And God literally told me, he said, plant your flag and lock in. I literally let certain people know at that time as well. I told them, I said, get in, stay in, learn what you need to learn. Don't worry about how long it takes, any of that. Just follow my instructions. And a couple people did it, right? And they're happy that they did. But there's ones that I've seen come and go. It's been the last 4 years. But with this company, this is not just a company. This company is blazing a trail, and it's called Travel Traders. First, we had travel. This is the number one. This is the dream, right? This is what people call the dream. You go around the world and you ask them, what do you want to do? What would you do if money wasn't an issue, time was an issue? What would you do? They say, I want to travel. So we have the dream already. And for those that are on here, I want you to understand that you already have freedom. You already have what people have been looking for. Then we mess around and turn around and continue to evolve. And now we brought the trading side along during a revolution, during a digital cryptocurrency and a trading revolution. This is insane. So all I want to tell my people out there real quick is, let me get this word to you. Follow the trailblazers. When the trailblazers are blazing the trail, baby, just blaze. Run with them. Run with the Danny Suganovs. Just run with David Hart. Run with Todd Strand. Run with Daryl. Run with the Mahmoudas, right? Run with the Kyles. All of these people that when you see their testimonials, what they're showing you, let me tell you something about Todd. I think it was on the last training that it was you and David, and I forgot my other brother's name, but you all were talking about literally showing where you come from. You were showing the early stages and the early phases. And literally, I need people to understand that when you're looking at a Todd Strand and when you're looking at David Hart, they've done all of the failing in the past for you. They went through all of the hard stuff in the past for you. So when you come here today, don't make it hard, make it simple, have as much fun as humanly possible, and understand that, we got Kyle and we got the traders who are professional traders. They went through their time in life where they weren't at that stage and they grew to this particular point. So when it all comes together like this, you don't have to focus on what you think you can't do, because God has already put together the people that know how to do it, have done it, and are still doing it. So follow them and continue to blaze the trail. I didn't mean to say all that. My daddy was a pastor, so I'll probably start preaching a little bit.
I'm absolutely loving it. By the way, I got to tell you, Dr. J, I am so jealous of your look, right? You are like the Captain Jack Sparrow of Trevorium, okay? You are the Captain Jack Sparrow. And when you say plant your flag, okay, I'm looking for this kind of a flag, right?
Come on, we're putting it up.
Cryptocurrency pirate.
We're putting it up. We'll put it up. So big things happening right now. Absolutely insane. It's birthing and it's happening just like I knew it would. And I stuck in, and it's all about planting your flag and not getting discouraged. None of that has nothing to do with any of that. When it's the right time, it's flat out the right time. And when it's the right team and when it's the right people, it's flat out the right people. You don't let anybody deter you from that. I don't care who they are. You all are sitting, literally, you're sitting in a miraculous moment, and enjoy it and run with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Dr. J, again, congratulations. Thanks for coming on, my man. I know you got huge things happening, but
Absolutely.
Again, you're a testimony of you just do the basics over and over and over and over again. Incredible things can happen. You're
Absolutely.
well deserving, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And for everybody else, I'm going to go back to a couple slides real quick. We're going to finish this up. I know we're top of the hour. I just want to give you guys a little, we're kind of talking about trends. We're talking about, some of these kind of things. I want to give you guys some actual actionable, aspects of our business. And a lot of it comes back to what we call the 4 core beliefs. And the 4 core beliefs are, do you have a belief in the industry? And again, when you look at the industry that we're involved in, or the industries, the network marketing industry is going to do over 200 billion for the first time ever this year. That makes it over 21 times the size as the National Football League. So if you can believe in Tom Brady, if you can believe in, whoever your favorite player is, this is an industry 21 times the size. It pays out over 50% of the money that it takes in. So the 200 billion that's coming through the door, that's about 100 billion that's getting paid to a lot of families all around the globe, right? By the way, that's like 11 times the revenue that the NFL even does, okay? That's actually getting put in the pockets of everyday people. You don't have to be able to bench 500 pounds, run a 4.2, or throw the ball 80 yards down the field. You just got to get involved, and you can be a recipient of some of that 100 billion that's getting paid out. Now, when we talk about our company, obviously going into our 9th year in business in 63 countries, paid out millions of commissions all around the globe, beautiful home office, customer service in 3 different languages, but if nothing else, the fact that we just got hit by a tsunami, a black swan event, boom, something that took out World Ventures, something that's taken out other companies. And we're sitting here not only existing, but bigger than we were 12 months ago. That tells me I got the right captain at the head of the ship, Mr. David Hart. God, this guy clearly knows what he's doing. His company was in momentum before it happened. He maintained and grew a little bit even during something that would normally wipe anyone out. It's like if you were going to buy a house, right? And you said, yeah, this house here has been through 7 hurricanes, 2 tsunamis, and it hasn't shaken even a little bit. Which house would you want to buy? I'll take that one. Clearly, whoever built it in a way, right, that it can withstand the wind. It can withstand this. And of course, obviously now that the waters are receding, and all those trends, that wind's coming at our back again. I mean, we're about to take off in a massive, massive way. You can be a part of that. When you talk about the products, you talk about travel, single largest industry in the world, right? Obviously, the travel boom is coming. You talk about the Forex, single largest financial market in the world. We talk about, obviously, cryptocurrency, which is exploding. It's a revolution. You talk about the fact that we can help people live the life, travel the world, travel for pennies, travel for free, start with micro amounts of money, become a cash flow millionaire, invest, earn, invest, earn, invest, earn, invest, trade, right? Earn more, invest more. And small amounts can take you to the place where you want to be. And then finally, you got to believe in yourself. And this is the part of the business where, really comes down to understanding that our industry is a personal development industry with a compensation plan attached. That's why you constantly hear us talk over and over and over and over and over again. You hear Daryl say it, you hear me say it, you hear Danny say it, Mr. David Hart say it, you've heard Ryan say it, you've heard countless people say it, right? Pastor Deborah Taylor, Guy Taylor, we've had Cynthia Sly on here. I mean, countless people that you have to work on yourself. Some of it's just being on these training calls. Some of it's just going on the world tours and hanging out with the winners. If you hang out with 5 broke people, you're about to become the 6th. Bird of a feather flock together. Hang out with 5 broke people, you're about to become the 6th. Hang out with 5 people making a lot of money, you're about to become the 6th. And so you become those you hang around with. When you go on world tours, you're not just going on vacation to drink Mai Tais and have a good time. You're actually associating with people that think different than other people. This is why they're winning. This is why they're traveling the world. They're building a business, they're trading, they're going places. You hang out with those people, the way they think starts to rub off on you. The way they see the world starts to rub off on you. Because we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as how we are. I'll say that again. We do not see the world as it is. We see the world how we are. There's a famous story about two boys, and their father, by the way, who was a single father, was very abusive. He beat the kids. He was verbally abusive. He was an alcoholic. They kind of had a miserable existence. Well, later on in life, they saw the one brother, and the one brother was an alcoholic, and he was verbally abusive, and he beat his kids. And they said, why are you this way? He says, how can I not be this way? Did you not see my father and hear my father's history? And the other kid was completely sober, in incredible shape, and had this magnificent family, and he took him on trips, and he cherished him. He never abused him or said a foul word. They said, well, okay, why are you this way? He said, how could I not be? Did you not see my father? So they both had the same event, but they interpreted it differently. The one kid became like the father. The other kid had, I don't want to be like that guy. And so you're going to find out that, that's perspective. And so the way you see the world is not how it is. You see the world how you are, because there's other people that see the same set of circumstances, but they see it differently. They see different, they interpret it differently. And how you interpret what happens, how you react to what happens, determines where you go. And so what happens to us all, okay? The same wind blows on us all, right? We all have bad things that happen, tragedies that happen, sickness that happens, loved ones that we love that happen. My mom died on my 24th birthday. Yeah, that happens. It happens to lots of people, right? Mahmuda, by the way, obviously she lost her beloved husband. The tragedy happens. The same wind that blows on us all. It's how we respond. It's the set of the sail. How do we react to that? How do we respond to that? And that's the personal development side of the business. And that's why we harp on reading 10 pages of a good book every day, consistently. Well, what can 10 pages do? Well, in a year, it's 3,650 pages, right? So in a year, wow, I just read a bunch of books. In fact, if you take that number, 3,650 pages, and you say the average book's 200 pages, you just read 18 books. In 10 years, you've read 180 books. This guy over here has watched 180 shows of housewives, and you've now read 180 books. Which of those do you think is going to serve you in understanding the marketplace and understanding human nature and understanding how to build relationships or create vitality and health, understanding investments and trading, understanding how to build a business, understanding how to peak, pass, plug, working on yourself and letting go of past things, of, forgiving others for things that have happened, forgiving others for, this or that. Whatever it might be, right? And so this is all part of the process. Okay. This is part of the growing, learning to, again, become a product, learning to develop yourself. And so again, our industry, for many people, they would tell you it's a personal development industry with a compensation plan attached. By the way, I thought I had shared my screen. I just realized I had not shared my screen. We're gonna try that again. Second time be the charm. There we go. I think now it's up there. I thought you guys looked at the screen the whole time, so I apologize for that. So here are the 4 core beliefs on the screen here, by the way. And of course, by the way, I put a little quote here from the Bible at the bottom. Then Jesus said to the Roman officer, go back home, and because you believed, it has happened. And that's a big part of our business. As you believe, let it be so. Countless times in the Bible, we read that over and over and over again. Your faith has healed you, right? Your faith has healed you. As you believe, let it be so. Because you believed, and as you believed, let it happen, right? And so our belief system becomes the thermometer of our success. So just like you can go downstairs and change the thermometer in your house. Oh, a little warm, I want to cool it down. A little cool, I want to warm it up. You can just change that thermometer. Your belief system is that thermometer on your level of success that you're going to accomplish. And that, and your belief system is, you can work on your belief system. When you're reading the books, that's going to build your belief system. You can read books on our industry. You could go Google about cryptocurrency. Like, holy crap, this thing is really happening. Todd was right. This is actually a revolution. Mark Cuban, all the big investment houses are now pouring in to this space. Man, things are happening. This trading thing is real. And so you can read books that can strengthen that belief system. In travel. In fact, Mr. David Hart for the past 2 weeks has put up the slide. He listened to the interview with the CEO that owns Expedia, or not Expedia, but Priceline, Bookings Holdings. They own Priceline and a bunch of the other travel booking engines. It's the largest in the world, by the way. And he was talking about all the numbers, and he goes, the boom is about to happen. That's not Dave Hart saying that. That's not Todd Strand saying that. That's the CEO of the largest travel site in the world. owns Priceline and a whole bunch of others, right? The largest in the world, given the analytics. And there was a podcast, and you can listen to that like, wow, this travel boom is real. I mean, it's about to pop, and I want to get there ahead of time. I want to be there before the boom, right? You can't wait till the boom happens and then, oh yeah, I want to then get me some. I mean, yeah, you can get a couple fish. If you know the boom's going to happen, you got to start building a net. School of fish are about to come by. Let's build a net. And that way, when they come by, we're pulling them out by the net full. We're not like put our one line in there. Ooh, I got one. Yeah, I mean, no, you want to be pulling them out by the net full, right? And so the people who've got vision, they see where, what's about to happen. Wayne Gretzky, they say, man, why are you such a great hockey player? He said, well, everyone else skates to where the puck is. I skate to where the puck is going. Know where the puck is going. The puck is going travel boom. The puck is going trading boom. The puck is going cryptocurrency boom. The puck is going the network marketing boom, $1 trillion trend, even before COVID-19. You are on the trends, but you could get in the company and be a little frustrated and say, well, yeah, but it hasn't quite happened for me. It's not happening fast enough. So maybe it's not meant to be. That's not true. Because if you read books, you can read about countless people in our company that have struggled for a long time, had no result for a long time. But then eventually, right, they stuck with it. And then bam, it started to happen. Bam. You know what? I was struggling, but then I started trading. And the moment I started trading, I started making money. And once I started making money, people started calling me, oh, wait, that's Kyle. I mean, Kyle could tell you that he had all kinds of people he was hitting up that were like, nah, Kyle. Then he made 33 grand a week. Hey, Kyle, man, how come you're not calling me back, Kyle? I mean, now they're calling him. So it's a process, right? And you kind of got to just trust the process. I mean, and go through the process and understand that, there is no crown without the cross. And the promised land always lies on the other side of a wilderness journey. And no one gets to escape the desert. All of us have to go to the desert where we're tested. And you will be tested. If you're a reader of the Bible, Job, the book of Job, he was tested. Yeah, I mean, the devil's, the God was all proud of Job, man. You see my buddy Job, ain't no one quite like him. And of course, the Bible tells us, him and the devil were talking. Makes you wonder, how often do they get together? Anyway, so they're having this conversation. And the devil says, yeah, Job this, Job that. Yeah, but, you got this kind of hedge of protection up around Job. You take that hedge down, let me at him, he'll surely curse you. God said, no, never, not Job. And the devil says, would you care to wager? And the bet was on. Okay. And so God takes down the hedge of protection, and the devil goes after him, right? Tries to lay one on him, takes his wealth, takes his family, right? And of course, Job didn't curse God. And the devil comes back, well, sure, yeah, you take the man's wealth, right? But you let me at him physically, take his health, then he'll curse you. Then he went after him, right? And he had these sores that formed all over his body. And if you read the book of Job, you read the account, most of the book was about his friends saying, you must have done something wrong, and this and this and this. And, then finally at the end of the story, the dramatic ending, finally his wife says, why don't you just curse your God and die? And the devil says, this is where it happens. God says, shut up. He hasn't spoken yet. And Job says, never. I will never curse my God. And of course, then God says, I knew it. Now, the Bible then tells us God paid him back twice as much, right? Gave him twice as much wealth, twice as many cattle, twice as many everything, right? And you got to pay him back, right? But he got twice as much. But why did he get twice as much? Because he kept the faith. He kept the faith. You're going to be tested in the wilderness. There's going to be moments it's tough. It's going to be hard. If you can keep the faith, if you can learn to be content, right? If you can learn to be thankful, right? In all circumstances, right? Be thankful in all circumstances. You don't have to be thankful for all circumstances, right? My wife had cancer. We weren't, oh man, we're so thankful she got cancer. No, we weren't thankful she had cancer, but we were thankful for good doctors. We were thankful for medical insurance. We were thankful for, medicine. We were thankful for somewhat optimistic outcome. Hey, you're going to have to go through some things. It's going to be tough. We got some surgeries. We got some chemo. We got some radiation. None of that's going to be fun. But if you do these things and you'll stick with it. It's going to suck. But on the other end of that, we think that there's a good chance you're going to be okay. You got to go through the wilderness, right? You got to, keep the faith while you're doing it. If you read the account of the Israelites going from Egypt to the promised land, they kept complaining and moaning. Oh my gosh, there's no food. It's horrible. It's awful. There's no water. And we get the same thing every day. And the leadership, and it's hot. And did you bring us out here to die? And at least back in Egypt, we have this And keep in mind, these people have been praying for 400 years. God, please, we don't want to be here. Please, 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 please. Finally, God says, okay, fine. I'm going to take you to the promised land, take you to the land of milk and honey, the land of opulence, right? The land of abundance, right? This is the promised land, baby. We're taking you there. And along the way, all they could do is complain. Somebody been saying, "Oh, just take us back to Egypt where we were miserable," right? Because they didn't want to go through the stuff you have to go through to get into the promised land. And then eventually God says, that's it. I've had it. Trip canceled. None of you will ever go into the promised land except Joshua and Caleb, the two who kept a positive mental attitude, stayed positive, were optimistic. And so the lesson is not a story of 6,000 years ago. The lesson is for all of us today. There is a promised land out there, a land of milk and honey, a land of abundance. But along the way, if you bitch, moan, and complain in the desert, you will remain. But if you can learn to praise, even from the dead, you can be raised. And that's the faith side of our business. That's the personal development side of our business. That's the building yourself part of our business. That's the knowing that it's part of the process. That's understanding what Dr. J understood. I got to stay. I got to stick and stay. The definition of a perfect company is a company that pays you on time and gets a little bit better every week. Right? And David Hart's been paying people on time for 9 years. Every Friday, those paychecks go out like clockwork. Yesterday was no exception. Right? And the company continues to improve again and again and again. That's the definition of a perfect company. And so often people are looking for greener pastures, right? Famous story about this lady that went to the pastor. She goes, I want to get divorced. She's like, well, why do you want to get divorced? Does your husband, is he beating you? Oh, no. He's never laid a hand on me. Well, is he a drunkard? Like, does he drink a lot? Oh, no. He doesn't drink. Is he a bum? Does he not have a job, not providing? Oh, no. He's got a great job. Is he this? Oh, no. He does that. And finally the pastor goes, well, I think you should divorce him. And she goes, why? Because I got a lot of ladies in my church who might want to meet him. So it's like, here she was. She had this great guy and she was complaining about it, right? And that goes the other way around too, right? Sometimes the guy has the great gal and they're complaining. You don't even realize how great you had it. You didn't realize how good it was. And you're complaining, right? And eventually, in the desert, you'll remain. So sometimes, quit fighting what you have and just embrace it. Enjoy the process. And know that the fortune is in the follow-up. Understand that recruiting is a process, not an event. Recruiting is a process, not an event. And what's going to determine where you end up 5 years from now is the quality of prospects you put in the pipeline, the quantity of the prospects you put in the pipeline, and your ability to move them through that pipeline. And again, fortune is in the follow-up. It's following up with people. Just because I prospect Dr. J today, hey, maybe today's not the right time. But did I come back to him when the company announced world tours? Did I come back to him when the company announced Dubai? Did I come back to him when the company announced Hawaii? Did I come back to him when the company announced the trading platform? Did I come back to him when Kyle made $33,000 in a week? Did I come back to him? I just it doesn't mean you become a pest. It doesn't mean I'm calling him every day. I'm texting him every day. I'm talking about being a professional, knowing that you're going to be here for the next 5, 10 years. And I check in with him every 90 days, every 6 months, every 12 months, right? I'm sending him birthday cards, Thanksgiving cards, holiday cards, happy St. Patty card, right? I'm staying in touch with him. I'm letting him know what's happening in our business. I'm just saying, hey man, how are things with you? I'm okay the fact he doesn't want to join us. I'm just his friend. I'm just touching base. And when the timing's right, then he'll say, man, you've been with that thing a long time. You start to win the prospect over. But some people, it's like, they're only here 30 days. Well, I gave it 30 days. What can you do in 30 days? Can you become a police officer in 30 days? Can you become a teacher in 30 days? Can you become a nurse in 30 days? Can you become an airline pilot in 30 days? Can you become a truck driver in 30 days? Can you become a bus driver in 30 days? Can you become a chiropractor in 30 days? Can you become a welder in 30 days? Can you become anything in 30 days? And most people, they give it about 30 days, right? Hey, well, I tried that. Know all about it. Doesn't work. Oh, really? How long did you do it? Well, I was there whole 30 days. Oh, okay. Well, you're an expert. No, it doesn't happen that way. You have to, get in there and stick with the process, right? You got to talk to 3 people every single day. And this is really, if you want the training in a heartbeat, it's this last line. You're either talking to 3 a day or you're not. And if you're talking to 3 people every day and you're following up with 3 people every day and you're putting 1 person on a Zoom, then you're on track. If you're not on track. Everything else I said today means nothing if you're not doing this last one. 3 a day, I'm talking to 3, following up with 3, and putting at least one person on the Zoom all the time. If you're doing that over and over and over again, over a long period of time, you will in fact arrive. Okay. Now, obviously, again, in our business, there's 2 ways you can succeed. One's building the team and the other's obviously doing the trading. And so we have that kind of double path that other companies don't have. And some of you are going to strike it rich on both paths. Some of you, you're going to strike it. Some of you are going to build a team, take all that money and go trade. Some of you are going to trade, start making a bunch of money, and that's going to lead to building a team. Okay. So some of you might, and some of you are going to do both at the same time. But I mean, one kind of enhances the other, right? More money I make, more money I got to trade. And the more money I got to trade, the more money I make on trading. And the more money I make on trading, the more people want to join my team. And it's like, they're kind of fueling each other, right? The more I go on world tours and travel the world, the more people are like, oh my gosh, you're living this incredible life. You look like you're a jet setter, right? Next time you were in Dubai and you're here and you're there and you got these friends around the world and you're having fun. I want a part of that, right? But again, you got to stick around long enough. That's part of the follow-up. Now, I'm going to tell you 2 stories about follow-up. The first time I was ever prospected for direct selling, the network marketing business. I was all dressed up. I had a lawn and landscape company. I told you guys that story. I was at the gas station and I was on my way to a condominium association meeting, trying to get them to hire our company to take over the lawn care services. And this guy walks over to me. And of course, I'm like 18, 19, 20 at the time, right? And the guy walks over to me and he says, and he's all dressed up. He says, hey, you look like a sharp young man. He says, hey, me and some doctors and attorneys in town, and we have this distribution business and we're looking for some sharp people, to help us build that. And I want to make money. I'm like, make money? I'm your freaking guy. I mean, I'm into business. I want to make money, right? If you got a business, I want to know about it, right? I mean, if you tell me you got some great business ideas and there's a webinar or conference happening, I'm there. Okay. I'm there. And he says, hey, we're going to the Howard Johnson. Here's the date. Here's the time. So sure enough, I go out to the Howard Johnson, right? There's all these people there and they're giving this presentation. I could barely figure out what's going on, but man, a lot of people there, a lot of people excited. And I never even caught the name of the company. Afterwards, he says, okay, well, hey, look, I know it's Amway. And he's like, kind of like all down. I'm like, Amway? Yeah, I read about you guys in Forbes magazine. My very first exposure to network marketing was reading about Amway in Forbes magazine. I didn't have a negative connotation. I had no idea what it was. I just read about Amway doing $3 billion in sales. Now they do over $10 billion. At the time they were doing $3 billion. There were people making millions. I mean, people had mansions and private jets. I'm like, wow, man, who are these guys? This Amway stuff looks huge. And so I didn't have a negative connotation. I'm like, you guys are Amway? I've been looking for you guys. I mean, I had a positive connotation. So the guy gives me the videos and he gives me this big catalog of all the products, right? Well, it's the height of, lawn care season, right? I mean, I'm slammed, but I go home that night and I stay up super late and I watch all the videos. I mean, I sat in front of the TV and I'm playing the videos and I put in the next video. I mean, I played them all. I'm like, wow, wow. I mean, I was excited. And the guy shows up to my lawn care company. I mean, I got a 4,000 square foot shop and these big overhead doors. And he comes out of my lawn care company. He says, hey, did you look at the catalog? I said, no, I didn't look at the catalog. He goes, I need to get that back. Okay. I handed it to him and I never heard from the guy again, ever. He never said, are you interested in making money? He never said, do you want to join? Because I did. He just said, can I have the catalog back? Yeah, here. And I never heard from him again, ever. Now, the very next guy that approached me about network marketing, I have been doing it full time ever since. The fortune is in the follow-up. Okay. You have to follow up with people and kind of stick with them. It's about their timing, not yours, right? And it's just sticking with people, right? And when you start having that long-term view, if you go out there, you professionally invite people to look at our business, found something I'm excited about, you may or may not be for you, or you open to taking a look, you get them in some kind of a database, whether it's in your phone, you get them on a group list, you get them on a text list. By the way, you can download if you're like, if you're text messaging, and this only works for prospects who are in the same country as you, but you can download a text app. It's called Text Groups. Let me turn my camera off again, get this off the screen. Well, it's called Text Groups. You can download it. It's called Text Groups on the iPhone, and you can build lists in there of people, and you can build a list of all the prospects you ever talk to. And every time you get a new prospect, add it to the list. And then every St. Patrick's Day, hey, happy St. Patty's Day, and you send it out to all your prospects. Every 4th of July, hey, happy 4th of July. Of course, I'm doing holidays in the United States. Every Memorial Day, every Labor Day, right? Hey, happy Labor Day. Every Thanksgiving, happy Halloween. Occasionally, hey, by the way, the company just announced we can go to go to Dubai for $89. Hey, by the way, we just had a brand new trading platform. Hey, by the way, we had someone that made 33,000 last week trading. You can type one message, you hit send, and it goes to all your prospects. Well, at first you got 2 prospects in there, but then before long you got 10 prospects in there. Then you got 20 prospects in there. Then you got 100 prospects in there, right? And if you're talking to 3 a day every day, I mean, you're adding, 90 prospects a month. Before long, after 12 months of talking to 90 prospects a month, you got 1,200 people inside your thing. And every time you send a message, 1,200 people get it. Now, the thing about the text group app is that it looks like you sent the message individually to each one of them. They can't tell that 1,199 other people got the same message. To them, you sent it to them individually. But you type one message, you hit send, it went to all 1,200 people, but it looked like you sent it to them individually. And now you're following up. You hit type one message, hit send, all my prospects just got a follow up from me. I'm keeping my name in front of them. I'm letting them know that things are great. I'm letting them know, hey, by the way, Gina and I, we're going to Cancun next week or 2 weeks from now. We're going down there. We got a beachfront place, private swimming pool, taking all the kids, right? Hey, by the way, we're heading out to Punta Cana. We're going there for 5 days. We booked it for $299. Oh, by the way, our crypto account went from 270 grand 30 days ago. Now it's 562 grand. You know what I mean? So big things are happening, get a hold of me if you want to know more. By the way, here's a company new video. Check it out. By the way, I mean, you're following up. And so, you're going to be here for the long term, right? You're thinking in terms of, 5 years, 10 years, not 5 days or 5 weeks, right? Like a lot of people do. And you're going to professionally drip on people over time. Okay. And let them know about our business. And so that's it. It's really kind of that simple. Everything we're talking about today, it's truly that simple. And some people say, Todd, come on. Now, if it were that easy, everybody would do it. And that is not true. It is not a test of ease. It is not easier to eat a candy bar than an apple. It is not easier to eat a hamburger than a salad. It is about choice. And in the book of Deuteronomy, it says, I set before you life and death. I set before you blessings and curses. I set before you prosperity and disaster. Choose. And this is where the Lord's saying, whose side are you on? Okay. So with that, we'll bring it to a close. I know we went longer than I ever anticipated today. We have a nasty habit of doing that, but incredible things are happening with our company. Tomorrow night, you have a choice to get on with Pastor Deborah and Kai Taylor. Two incredible presenters in our business. They do a magical job every Sunday night. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock California time, 9 o'clock East Coast time. Be there where they prospect. Well, how am I going to get a prospect, Todd? Because you're going to go out and talk to 3 today and follow up with 3 and say, guess what? Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock California time, 9 o'clock East Coast time. Are you doing anything that might be worth $100,000 to you this year? Anything at all? No. Good. Because you're going to be with me, right? Monday night, corporate update call with Mr. David Hart, right? You become the average of your 5 closest friends. Be there every Monday night. If you're hanging out with Dave Hart and you're listening to Dave Hart, you can start to think like Dave Hart. The guy's going to start to rub off on you because he sees the world slightly different. That's why he keeps winning. I want to see the world the way he sees the world, not the way my broke brother-in-law sees the world, right? Not the way my negative family sees the world, right? I want to see the world the way Dave Hart sees the world, right? Because he's buying a home in Cabo, and he is, by the way, on the ocean. He's buying a home in Big Bear. He's debating buying a Ferrari. I want to see the world the way he sees the world, right? I want to go on the trips he's going on. I want to put money into investments and trade the way he's trading. I want to, have a positive mental attitude, hang out with great people and have friends and build people and change their lives the way he's changing people's lives. Well, just hang out with him. You're going to start to figure some of that out, right? Every Monday night, he's on there and you can spend time with him and the guests he brings. On Tuesday night, okay, we have another opportunity presentation. I do that one. On Wednesday night, we have our Forex gurus and all the different stories that are on there. And you can hear all the new stories that are happening in the trading world. On Thursday night, we got Daryl Maria Roberts. I mean, this guy's making $80,000 a month back when I met him in 1998. Daryl Maria are multiple 6-figure earners. They do what they want, when they want, with whom they want, because they want. They've been up in the Bay Area for like a month. Yeah, I mean, for a month. Every time I turn around, they literally live in resorts and visit home. They've been gone for like a month. But Daryl, he hops on from the Zoom. He's always doing the business. He's just doing it from where he wants to do it from. And that's whatever resort he happens to be in at the moment. And so again, they live the most incredible life. they live a better life than many multimillionaires. You can meet some multimillionaires. They're stressed out. They're at their company all day, dealing, having a great time, watching the kids play baseball and with the grandkids and traveling. They're living their life, right? Not just watching it pass by. They're changing lives. And so again, it's a choice. And you could choose to be there or choose not to be there. So with that, we'll bring it to a close. Appreciate all of you guys being here today. Have a great day, every single one of you. And God bless. Bye, everybody. And hey, thanks, Dr. J, for being on.